In the house today, we have my favorite guest,
Me?
Matt?
Steve.
No, me, Steve-O.
Yep, Steve-O's back. Honestly,
I
because
feel outnumbered.
he's one of the only ones in our family that we're allowed to ask to be on to talk about the subject of cigars. That's also a
Guilty.
consumer.
Shade thrown.
That's also a consumer of them. Stets is a fan, but he does those little cigarellas.
They're called,
B&Ms.
no, black and milds.
Oh, okay. What's the difference between a cigarella and a black and mild?
There's like a level of class that Stetson doesn't possess.
That's hilarious. I like the little ones. But
Yeah, we know. Yeah, this is an exciting day, Steve, because this is like the world of cigars. So Hope and I have gotten better at like organizing good questions for family members, and I was giddy thinking about stuff for cigars because this has been a journey. We were on this journey together, I think, and I would say
Why
You
would
picked
you-
it up. Matt picked it up a little bit quicker than I did.
yeah,
well, it was
but
kind of
not-
rocky at first for you.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, I felt like
Yeah.
that kind of like it wasn't you tried, and I respected
made
the
you
effort.
It's an acquired experience.
They made you
Yeah.
sick or something.
No, they didn't make me sick.
He doesn't get sick, Hope. He's a man.
Then why
He's
was
a
it-
man's
why-
man.
I didn't like the idea of waking up in the morning and still tasting the cigar. But you know what? That went away.
Yeah,
I don't
Wait.
even,
that's
it
because you
doesn't-
burnt all your
it
taste
doesn't
buds
even
off.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, like it doesn't happen?
No.
Oh, not if you do it right.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't happen, but it doesn't.
I will say in Jamaica, when I was at about 4 a day,
It
I
happened?
started to get that. But that's all I was tasting
Not
all
to
day.
me.
so
Not
what's
to
the
me at all.
difference? Yeah.
I don't taste it the next day.
Really?
No, I've been impressed with your growth of your passion for cigars, and that's
good
what-
one.
Why do you
too.
say that you guys were on the journey together?
because I feel like I got in a little bit earlier, and then with us being brother-in-laws, I mean, we're always hanging around.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, because Stetson was never really into that, so it was nice to have someone. Every time he had one, I'd be like, come on, let this be the one where he breaks
Yeah.
through and
Stetson?
like really Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
So now it's like
Yeah. Now you look forward to it.
you want
No,
one?
I mean, it was.
Sure, of course I want one, and then we
Yeah.
get to enjoy it together.
But in all honesty, and I throw this out there to people, it's a good way to bring people together.
That's my
That's-
favorite thing
yeah.
about cigars.
You know.
That's how I kind of feel about it.
It became a reason for Matt and I to connect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though I didn't love the cigars in the beginning,
Right.
I got to connect with Matt.
That just sounds like peer
Exactly.
pressure to spend time with Matt.
Right.
I don't know, it might be, but it was good. It worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that about like in general, the alcohol industry and cigar industry. Even when we were talking to this guy, it was like,
John. You
John.
can say his name, John.
it was John Huber.
Did you forget his name?
No, I didn't.
She does a lot, though.
It was, it's such a craftsman space, and it's like you embrace and enjoy craftsman. You embrace and enjoy the art of it, and it's not this like just go and
Oh yeah, he was. Well, we can't get into that yet because I have other questions.
okay, go.
So
Bring 'em.
an interesting
Bring 'em.
fact, and I'm gonna. John is part of this. Is his background is through like health and wellness, exercise science, kinesiology, the whole spiel, and then he like ended up in the world of cigars. But it got me thinking about health and health trends. And there's two things I want to talk about.
This.
No, the first thing is you may have been the original creator of the concept of micro workouts.
Okay. Yeah.
And it started to trend.
I did. There's a guy on Instagram that's taking
Blew
it to
up.
a new level.
He blew up over them.
So talk to us about your thesis of how you came up with
Let me just say this about
micro-workouts.
Steve, though. He actually is constantly trying things and experimenting with health and wellness
Yeah.
all the time.
Thank you.
We have more to add on to this
But
one.
it's
after
not,
after
and it's
workout.
not just workouts. It's like
Well,
all
Matt,
wellness.
Matt, to be honest, this goes back all the way to high school
Okay.
when I began the micro workout.
So what
He calls
year?
it the-
Put us in a year.
11th grade. So the idea of a micro workout is instead of dedicating an hour to just working out, you dedicate a whole afternoon to do it on commercial breaks, or you do it in
Right.
between homework assignment. So we'd have a bench press at my house growing up as a child. We had a bench and weight set right outside in the patio area, right off my room. So yeah, just go out there, do a set of bench press, come back in.
Family Feud.
Go back in there, do a set of bench press, come back in. And, you know, it was kind of just something to do. And then when we went to the Keys, they had a gym, but the gym was located in, it felt like a basement.
It was like a dungeon.
It was like a dungeon. Not a great
Yeah.
workout experience.
Some people love a dungeon for a good workout.
Some people do. Some people do.
The Rock.
That's true. But yeah, Matt would just see me leaving every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then eventually goes, Steve, what do you, I don't understand. Where are you going? Are you going to the bathroom every 15 minutes? Are you sick? What's going on? I'm like, no, I'm doing my set.
And you said set, singular.
Yeah, I'm doing one set.
What? You're doing your set?
So what I was doing was the workout room was limited, but they had these nice dumbbells. So I'd go in there and do a set of dumbbells till failure, go back out to the beach, lay out, and when I recovered, go back in the dungeon, do a set to failure.
Yeah, perma-swole. You just had a constant swell
and
on.
It was just a constant, just a constant, but, you know, I think there could be something to that. So,
well, somebody's blown up from it. But so to your point, Hope, I've always appreciated, like, Steve, the way his mind works is a lot of times he just sees things a little bit differently, especially than me.
He
I'm
does.
like, and I always respect that, right? So, and another trend I've caught on with you in the health and wellness space, and you talked about
I have one too. I want to bring up.
Now that I'm in this world of like Instagram and stuff, I'll see these trends.
Welcome.
And I'm like, Steve's doing that for sure. And in the back of my head, I saw the whole no strips thing.
Yep.
I was like, that's interesting. I honestly thought, like, I wonder if Steve's trying that. And then like that night, we're having a cigar. Hey, by the way,
yes.
He's like, have you ever heard of? Do you use no strips, Matt? Because I have like a deviated septum, and I'm like, no. He's like, I do. He goes, I even took it one step further.
Yeah.
Got the hostage tape.
So this is a thing.
Shout out to hostage tape. It is a good product. Very good product.
So talk to us about that.
Actually, we should have brought it out.
I mean, it was on Joe Rogan. So, I mean, it's legit.
Yeah.
You know?
If JR
everything
talks
is on
about
Joe Rogan's legit.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's, you know, there's a lot of health benefits to breathing through your nose. So to train your body to do that for 6-7 hours straight creates more air and oxygen in the brain.
To the brain, yeah.
It's better for your teeth.
Have you done it?
No, she's afraid.
No, I wouldn't do the hostage tape, but I would do the nose strips. I would try that.
The nose strips helps make the hostage tape more effective.
Yeah.
Now, I will
gotta
say Steve can snore like at the very beginning of a REM cycle.
Not anymore.
No, he hasn't.
Well, he doesn't have the ability to because his mouth is taped
Yeah.
shut.
My mouth is taped shut.
I fall asleep like 30 minutes after him, and you know, like I have to wait for him to kind of go through his snoring cycle before I can fall asleep, or I like elbow him, and he hasn't snored since he started.
Hostage tape works.
Can I ask you a question though?
Get him on the pod.
What does that visual look like when you're like, okay, let's see my husband? He's
No,
like,
it's
mouth taped shut.
pitch black. I had to trade out all our curtains for blackout curtains.
Oh no,
because
I
they
can
weren't-
definitely see Steve.
They weren't effective enough.
It is a little bit creepy, and I do feel like we've lost, like, I can't ask him questions
Yeah.
after a certain period.
We can't fight after a certain
Yeah,
period.
Right.
he's
So
like,
it's good.
good night. Like, I'm
always say
doing
love
it.
you.
No, he's like, love you. Like, this is the moment that I'm not going to be speaking after this point. And then I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh man.
But honestly, Steve falls asleep within 15 seconds. I think from what Char
I'm
says,
out.
you're the same way. So I'm not
yeah.
typically talking to him after he's like, good night. He falls
Yeah.
asleep. But the other trend that
Hostage tape works.
the other trend that he's doing that is actually really big with all the TikTok girls, but also men, I guess. It's across the board. This isn't like a new trend. But you recently got into walking.
Yeah, I hope that's not a trend.
That's
If you
something
get
that's
up in
been
the
around
morning and
for
you look
a
outside,
long time.
half the neighborhood walks every
Yeah,
morning.
I
This is
know
what I've
it's
noticed,
not a
though.
trend, but it is like, okay, so there's these.
Walkers are more friendly
Than runners? Well, 'cause
than
runners are
anybody.
miserable.
than anybody. The only time there's like a mutual respect when two walkers cross paths.
Oh, yeah.
You acknowledge one another.
Well, and the other thing I talked about this in one of our intros is people are like creatures of habit. So you start to encounter all the same people at the same time. And I go in the mornings because I'll walk the dog, and we talked about dog walkers. But I get to see the whole neighborhood like come to life. And I'm like, oh, there's Jim taking the trash out. It's Thursday. Hey, Jim, how are you? And like you are way more social than I am. So it's like the mayor of the neighborhood walking around, getting your steps in, getting some sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
what do you do, Hope?
Well, hold on. Let me say this about the walking. Let me say this about the walking. Steve has gone through, since we've been married, like a lot of different experiments with fitness and wellness. I mean, he like even recently he was taking like shots of cayenne pepper every day.
That's Dr. Barbara. That's not me.
So anyways, but all that to say, he does a lot of like, he experiments. So there was one point, actually, he did this during one of my pregnancies, which is so annoying because typically the man is supposed to gain weight with their wife. Steve did not do that. He actually got in like the best shape of his life during this one period, and he got really strict. So I've seen him go through all these different like forms of even his body. Okay. Mm-hmm. Walking has maintained like a certain like
physique
for him that I literally was like, okay, I want to get in on that. And it sounds like something I can sustain.
Get on my physique or get in on the walk?
Okay, both. But
you started?
No, but because we have to time it with the kids, I guess, or whatever. Well, maybe we'll go with the kids.
Matt,
but
it starts with want. So that's good.
No, I want to do it.
First
but
step, check.
We're also big into the tonal, but I feel like we moved over the summer. We had a really busy summer, but also the kids just started school, so we're like, I don't know about you, but our whole family gets into like a new rhythm. Yeah, and so I need to add my workouts back into it.
Well, you'll do it.
Get off my back.
I didn't say anything. Okay, so we've gone from healthy.
Is Shar working out?
Rigorously.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she like continued?
Or Peloton?
She was doing it through the summer, and then we were just talking about it because she's like, she has this mindset of like all or nothing, and so all is like strict diet and working out regular, and she's like, I can't,
crazy.
But I can't sustain that.
I get so annoyed too because
she's very extreme with it, but then she burns herself out.
But like genetically, it might be like a bit of a Chivijan thing too, and that sounded bizarre.
Sorry, that was my
like an alien landed. Like she can get in shape, and if she wants to drop a couple pounds
6
or whatever,
weeks.
and I'm like, I look at carb, and I'm like, 3 pounds on. Yeah, right. So
she is, but I don't know if we're all like that. She has a skill set.
She's super disciplined. Where like, I just crave food at night. She's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like,
yeah.
Like that's all I think about.
I eat. Yeah, eating is easier for women, I think, because you need to eat so much more calories than we do.
Okay, so let's switch gears from healthy to indulging.
Wait, can I ask you something?
Of course, if it's your husband, I'm not gonna.
Wait, you got it real quick. One of your past interviewees made this shirt. Why don't you highlight
well, we'll go over the whole set.
No, he's talking about his shirt.
Yeah, that's Cricket.
Yeah.
So Luke from Ember.
Shout out to Ember.
Yeah, he was an early investor in Cricket, which is one of our favorite polo and clothing brands. But you will notice that we're also wearing Hope.
Crown heads.
Crown heads. John sent us some merch and some stogies.
Thanks, John.
Steve and I indulged.
Great. I had it the other day.
Photos.
Very good.
Great cigar, on par with some of the other greats.
Yeah, and he's super humble about it. And I was going to ask you, Steve, from that, do you recall, because we asked John, he didn't grow up in the world of cigars. He had a vivid first-time experience of being in a cigar shop, saying this is friggin' awesome, like I want to get in this world. Do you remember your first cigar?
No, I do.
You do? I was nervous you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So it was actually, I turned 18.
Yeah.
And I had my first cigar with my youth pastor at the time.
What?
Yeah, he took me out. He's like, "Hey, hilarious. You're 18. Let's go celebrate."
I'm sorry, this is a stupid question, but can you not smoke until you're 18?
Baptist Church of Pompano.
No, you can't say names.
I didn't say his name.
Do you have to be a certain age?
You have to be a certain age to be able to buy tobacco products.
Oh, Yeah. But you can smoke before that.
I just think it's funny that who you're referring to was the one who was like, "Hey, this is how we're going to connect," which I support it.
That's how we just started the conversation.
Yeah,
And
good
Steve
connection.
said you connected with you through cigars.
Maybe it was through that I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this is a good way to connect with people.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about cigars. And even part of John's branding and this whole premise behind his company is obviously appealing to cigar smokers and making an awesome product, but appealing to non-smokers too. We're just like, hey, that's a cool brand. I affiliate with that. There's whatever you do for your marketing initiatives, I'm a fan of. And what I appreciate about cigars is, like, even our family, when we sit around a fire pit, like, you don't always smoke a cigar, Char doesn't smoke a cigar, but it like allows us to all sit down and chill out and relax and have real conversation.
It slows time down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you are kind of like stuck in a seat, like you're in one spot doing one thing.
But Matt, you'll also do a lot of solo smoking too.
Yeah, that's my personal time.
Yeah.
I do it every Sunday.
That's your personal time.
Yeah, every Sunday.
So, like, what would you do? Like, just think and read? Or what do you do?
Well, now it's shifting because football season's starting.
Right.
So on Sundays, we'll, for the most part, go to church in the morning. And then, like, Sundays, like, do your laundry, get your groceries, get set for the week.
Yeah.
And then it's the worst workout of the week for me too.
Why?
It's a leg day and it's just like exhausting. But what gets me through all of that annoying part is I know that after lunch or like 2:00 where some of the good football games are going, or there's a good movie, or it's where I watch all my documentaries. I'll smoke a cigar in the backyard and
you'll watch a documentary.
Yeah, I'll bring my iPad out there or something and just watch that.
Nice.
So, and it's one of my favorite times.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
but yeah, I like it for solo and I like it for social as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not really like that. You don't do it solo.
No.
You should try.
I'll try.
Hope does.
I feel like I'm constantly like, where's Steve? That we don't really need to add that to his plate. He's always doing something on his own. You're like solo,
Yard work.
Yeah, like he has his own time, but he's not.
You make him do yard work?
Yeah.
No, I do not make him do anything. First of all, Steve Saliba
tough.
will do whatever he wants when he wants, but yard work is your own passion.
Yeah, you did offer to
Help you.
rip out all the landscaping in my backyard, just like willingly.
Wait, why didn't you take him up on that?
Yeah, I think you will.
I'm not doing it
when
yet.
he does it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Steve. Well, he's very also good at like destructing things. Like if
we
you
know.
need,
Yeah, and blowing things up.
Yeah, so like a demo, ripping things out, he will be your guide. It will be done very efficiently and it'll be done very quickly.
Just the word safe isn't really in there, but
Safe's not there.
No, I don't. It's kind of hard to mess that up, but yeah. Yeah, so it is definitely our favorite time. It's a pastime that we experience in our family, even if not everybody in our family is cigar smokers. I agree with you. I think it slows time down. Something I appreciate about John that we all noticed was when you think of a cigar smoker, I don't know about you, but like the type of guy that I would think about is like
not necessarily like a smoker, but somebody who like owns a cigar company.
Yeah, that's a good
when
point.
I think of
but even smoker, I feel like it was like a 50 to 6-year-old man with like a suit on. I don't know why that thought comes to mind. Like what's the movie?
Those magazines do have a lot of
like
that.
Cigar
That's true.
Aficionado.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
They
kind of
have
get this
upscale kind of feel to them.
Yeah, unless they have like a celebrity or like Schwarzenegger or whatever, but he's just got this cool vibe.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
super laid back. And my other question I was going to ask you, because I asked this to John, was, can you, at this point in your cigar smoking career,
Thank you. Yes.
can you tell the difference between a premium cigar and just your run-of-the-mill regular cigar?
I would like to think I could.
Right.
Well,
there's a couple of factors that will.
And there's a couple of cigars that I have that I really enjoy, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if what I enjoy about them though is the fact that they're premium or if it's just, it's hard to know.
So I'm glad you gave kind of that answer, because even for him, I asked him, like, when I smoke these cigars, we related it to wine, right, Hope? Where it was like, okay, is there a difference between a $7 bottle of wine and a $40 bottle of wine?
Right.
Absolutely. And like for, you know, a wino, it's like you take a $40 bottle of wine and a $400 bottle of wine. Is there a difference? Sure. Am I that good with wine where I can necessarily tell? Maybe not, because you start to get a threshold where it's like, is it really that much better?
Right.
Same goes for cigars. And I started asking him, like, when you smoke a cigar, can you taste all the different notes of vanilla and this? And he was like, it's all crap. Whoever says that stuff is just like trying to sound smart.
Is that what he said?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, it's a whole thing. You have to put it all together and assess it as one thing.
Yeah. And so to me, it's like, and the biggest tell is like, does it burn well? Does it draw well? Yeah. Is it, you know, is it flaky? I mean, a lot of it's a condition of the cigar too, or just like your personal preference.
Right,
Do you like this type of
gauge,
cut, the gauge, the length, all of that.
The
Madura, like all
even the I guess the color, right?
Yeah, the strength of it, the leaf,
and then the way it's packed.
Totally.
Like I was at the cigar store the other day. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's a box pressed one."
Yeah.
You know, that's why you like that one, but other people might not like it because it's a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
You know?
So I just appreciated like his authenticity behind, you know, and I'm sure if he obviously knows his stuff very well.
Right.
But again, I mean, there's nothing worse when you're sitting in like a restaurant and there's some wine person talking about the notes and this and the legs on it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a grape. Like, drink the wine.
I have a hot take about the cigar industry.
Oh,
hot take.
Yeah.
A hot smoky take.
Maybe this isn't a hot take, but I kind of wish that the cigar industry would evolve their like cigar lounges. Like I feel like
expand on that.
I feel like the ones that we go to are all kind of like the same in the sense of like they like just I don't know. It's
They
like a
have
TV
cigars.
and they have obviously they have cigars and there's like a bunch of leather couches and TVs and it's like I don't know. Like couldn't you make it a little bit more like swanky or trendy or I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like you get what I'm saying? Like more of a spot that you're like, oh, whether I'm a cigar smoker or not, I will totally hit at that
you
spot.
Enjoy hanging.
Yeah, easier to
And
hang.
maybe they have like coffee and
or maybe
tea.
there's some of the restaurant or the spot is not cigar smoking and some of it is, and then you can kind of like mix.
I think it's a product of where we are though. I went to a place in Texas.
Yeah.
It was a steakhouse, and
with a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And I was like, did I die? Like, did I get in like a head-on collision on the way here? And this is my heaven. I'm eating a T-bone steak with a
so you can
Padron. Yeah.
You can smoke a cigar while you eat your T-bone
No,
steak.
there's like a room. So, I mean,
which is probably a good.
That's kind
I mean,
of what
I don't
I'm saying,
know
though.
if you really want to like smoke and eat steak at the same.
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you do.
I don't know. That'd be like a
It's more
dry
like
age naturally.
It's more of like an after effect, I guess, right? Like after like a dessert.
After food, go out there.
I agree, though. I think I just don't know. I don't know the business structure of it, but with like liquor licenses, and if you're going to serve food, or there's a lot of cost that goes into it. So I don't know what the cigar demographic is compared to the non-smoker and how unappealing that would be. So, but I agree, it would be awesome to have just like a cool,
like
which there might be some around that we don't know about, but from what I gather within 20 miles, I don't know.
At least potentially a like South Florida, we're all like there's a lot of outdoor areas. Like but
do you think it would need to be like a membership?
Oh, that would
type
be cool.
thing?
So I've dealt with concepts
business idea,
that
don't
take.
You there, Matt?
I've dealt with concepts that require memberships that at first sound cool, and then you realize it's not. I won't mention the company, but
Got it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see it from like if it's like that good old boys club or whatever, but I just think it would be awesome to go on like a date night at a really cool, like there's nothing like when you go to an awesome bar.
Yeah.
And they serve amazing drinks. The ambiance is cool. And you just add a couple cigars to that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
asking for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Or at least
With
like
your milk-infused drinks.
Yeah, at least like when you're outside or maybe there's an outdoor area that you could go and do that, or I don't know. That's my hot take, but maybe you're right. Maybe that's just in South Florida.
Yeah. But anyways, do you have any questions, Hope? Because I can keep going all day here.
on cigar. Well, I kind of just said what my. Okay, wait, one more thing on that. It would also be cool if there was like a spot, which we've been to a bunch of like bars that have outdoor or restaurants that have cool outdoor spots. But like maybe they had a cigar roller there that like kind of like educated you on it and then like helped you.
Point. How do you feel about kind of those generic cigar rollers?
Ooh, that's a great question.
You know?
We both.
Is it fresher when they roll it right in front of you?
Technically, but there's nothing like a cigar connoisseur. I mean, there's cigars that are 30 years old that they've like crystallized, and that's like a fine wine, right? The aged element is what's good. I appreciate it. And we had a very limited budget for our wedding, but the one thing I cared about was having a cigar roller.
We did.
And you guys had one too,
right?
one
too. That was like a big thing.
So I think it's cool when you're at like a place with a certain amount of people, like you're not just gonna go buy a bunch of expensive cigars.
Yeah.
So I think the experience of it,
The experience,
they're
is cool.
fine. They're completely fine. 98% of the people there would not know the difference between that and a high-end
it accomplishes the social aspect that we're talking about.
And I think they're great cigars.
That's better than anybody planning a wedding. Do that instead of doing a stupid photo booth.
Oh my God.
Like those
Unless
are,
you're smoking a cigar in the photo booth.
Yeah, true. But like
Cigar booth.
Like I think the whole point is there's a hospitality element to it where it's like you want people to enjoy themselves and to sit down and enjoy whether it's alcohol, food, or
it's so fun.
Cigars.
Except for our cigar roller, every time I went to go get one, he was in the food line.
Yeah.
I'd be rolling my own cigars by the end of it.
goodness.
So.
Have you ever done that?
No.
Have you?
No.
We should try that.
You should try it. I actually maybe I'll get you guys that for like a gift one day, like just to see if you can even do it.
Why would you do that?
just try to roll it
Watch
yourself.
a YouTube video.
Yeah, I don't even
How
know.
to.
Anyways, John was an awesome interview. I appreciated getting to see how his mind works and how he's kind of bringing an older industry up to, modern.
Did he get into startup costs and sales and
No,
the struggle, or was it more?
No. So he was part of an exit of a previous cigar company.
Wow.
And had a relationship with his partner in Crowned Heads, and we didn't really get into you start from scratch startup, more so just the generic concept of how does one even get into this world. We know like the main large players in the space.
So he's like bringing in tobacco leaves from.
So
they distribute.
Yeah, I almost would relate it to like retail of. I'm just going to say names. So if I get comments on this as being incorrect, I'm just using it as an example. Disclaimer, because we get lit up.
Yeah.
It's like if a factory somewhere is manufacturing shoes and Adidas and Nike are in the same, manufacturing facility, but it's a different product.
Right.
They have the same for their cigars. Like this is a cigar factory, and we've tested the quality. These are the leaves, and this is the type of blend we want. We're here in the DR or wherever, and
so they're being made in the DR.
Yeah, they're not
shipped
local.
over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
They're in Nashville.
He said that the cigar industry is actually, like all the players in it are actually really supportive of one another. Like obviously there's slight competition, but they'll like connect each other to different things.
Yeah, I feel like it's just so subjective too, right? Like there's so much room to have your own style, your own blend. And that to your point, I was like, okay, do the Padrones of the world and all these kind of big players, My Fathers, are they like trying to crush you so you don't take market share, or are they a supporter? He's like, they get alongside you. And they kind of lift you up and
that's cool.
Show you the ropes. So
totally.
Rare.
Yeah,
you don't hear that in a lot of industries.
No,
you don't.
So, anyways, that's all I got. Steve, we'll continue to smoke cigars.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
well, I'll do a plug.
Get me into it.
I'll do a plug for John. He is about to release this on Matt's hat. It says
La Barata.
Yeah, he's about to release this new cigar that said
it is. I believe it's released, or he's sending out samplers.
It's like, right there. But he said it's going to be the next big one for their company. So I would try it. I think.
we got them, and they were fantastic. So
is that the one we had?
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, we'll post some
Thanks,
photos.
John.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very
Awesome.
generous.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.